happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday. What y'all doing on this Saturday morning? Make sure that you share.
Well,
Share.
let me say
Share
it.
this morning. They need to share this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Oh, you looked. Oh, your eye a little wink a little bit because I said
Yeah.
share,
I want
and I
them
didn't
to
get you a chance
share.
to say good morning.
Yeah,
Oh, your eye was shaking a
you
little more.
jump in every week like that. You don't never give me a chance to say good morning.
Oh my God.
You come in
You,
ready
you
to
come in
work.
with a full. Oh,
You
we got.
need.
Oh, wait a minute. We got something different on the bottom. Check it out. I
Yeah.
like it. Regina
hmm
the Queen Woodard, Dr. T. Tari. Oh, that's new. Oh wow. Oh, I love it.
You see how y'all see if her head get any bigger, y'all. If her
You
head
know what?
get
No,
any
so my head is not big. You know what I do is when I wake up every morning, I pray, and then I make sure my head is small enough to fit through the door. When I get through the door, I make sure it's big enough, bigger when it comes to the door, right? But yeah, if you are new to our show and you're watching this morning, you want to make sure that you do us a favor. Sharing is caring and sharing is free. So if you're on this morning, make sure you follow us on Being the Driver's Seat. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. And then,
if you're on TikTok.
we're not on TikTok yet.
We finna be.
Well, we finna be.
We getting y'all
We
ready.
finna be.
So TikTok, y'all can
Just-
go and
just
like
said
us
we
right
finna
now.
be. We finna be.
They still can go like us now.
Oh yeah, you can.
You can go like us and follow us now at driver seat dot six right on TikTok, driver seat dot six. And if you go and follow us, we'll be coming live to you very soon.
Very soon. What's
Yeah.
that? What is that song in church that we sung? Soon and very soon we'll be coming to be with Jesus. No, that wasn't it.
No, that ain't it.
What was it? What was it? Give it to me. Give it to me. What was
Soon
it?
and very soon,
What's
we
the
are
words?
going to
To
see
be the king.
See the king.
Soon and very soon
Lord help.
we are going to see the king. That's what everybody believes in. That's what
Hallelujah.
everybody believes in God.
Well now. Okay, so what's up, Regina?
What's up? What's up? So you know what? We talked about our word of the day.
Good morning, Miss Alice. Good morning, loving our families. 5, Miss Lucas. Good to have you on this morning for all those that are watching.
Did she just cut me off? Yes, she did.
I did.
She
I
did.
did.
So-
I did one of her
So
numbers.
listen, our word of the day is.
Disappointment.
So disappointment came up because we know we have a lot of disappointed people on, and we have people that if you don't watch now. What's going to happen is you're going to go back and you're going to share, right?
Mhm.
You're going to share. You're going to watch after the fact because a lot of people don't like to get up 8 o'clock in the morning. But let me just tell you what disappointment means to me. So disappointment means to me is that when you're hoping to get something, you figure you're already it's a shoe in, right?
Mhm.
I'm thinking it's already going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I'm just waiting for the ball to drop, and it
Mhm.
doesn't happen,
Yeah.
and then I'm upset.
Yeah.
You know. But what I have learned when I get upset, when I plan something that doesn't happen, I have to learn how to pivot.
Mhm.
It's just like when I think I got a car sold and I know the customer's on the way and then they don't show.
Mhm.
I'm upset. I'm disappointed. I'm like pissed off to the piss point of pissivity, right? But, I had to relate it back to cars, but I have to be able to pivot. What happens? I got to go out to that next car sale, which
Mhm.
means I always have to be working.
Mhm.
Working on that next car sale. Like right now, I'm working on the next car sale. I'm working on y'all. Y'all don't even know.
So when I think like you said something, so disappointment really is when things don't turn out the way that you expect for them to.
Mhm, mhm.
And I experienced that this week, and I had to ask myself. So when you're disappointed,
Mhm.
you get to make some choices. How am I going to respond to this?
Mhm,
And then if I respond like that, will it be favorable for me? So sometimes when people are disappointed, they have tantrums, they use choice words,
Mhm.
they come out of character, and it really does not benefit them.
Mhm.
So the question is, when you're disappointed, how do you respond?
How do you respond?
So for those that are watching, when you're disappointed, how do you respond?
Today we are going to open up the phone lines today, and our number is
248-905-1128, 248-905.
1128. So we're going to open up our phone lines today, now, and the whole show.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, you have some things you want to talk to the mayor about, you want to ask that question and then get off the phone because we're going to get that question answered and we're going to move on.
And I'm so
So
excited because the producer let us know today that there will be a second line added soon, so we can have multiple people calling at one time with their questions.
So why would we want two people calling at one time?
Because what happens is you may want to engage with two people at the same time.
So
two
one
callers.
person I can hang up on, the other person we can keep on, right?
They
So
can
I
be
like
talking
that.
at the
So if
same
I don't
time.
like what you're saying, I can hang you up, right? Hang you up the second call, and I can take the next call, right?
Yeah, so you won't be disappointed. Yeah, so that's good. So the lines are open, like Regina said. Please feel free to call for your questions today. For those of you who are watching, we know that you've seen the flyer. You know that the mayor of Pontiac is in the building, and their questions can flow today. He is ready. Mike McGinnis is in the building.
So if you do have questions too, and you don't want to call it, you can put them in the bottom in the comments in the bottom of the comments on Facebook, and we can choose not to answer those questions if we don't want to.
So our TikTok name is Drivers Seat 6.6 on TikTok. Drivers Seat.6 on TikTok.
And again, we will be going live on TikTok real soon. As soon as we hit the 1,000 followers, so we're super excited to be able to do that because TikTok has a very growing interactive community, right?
Yeah, they
so
do.
we're super excited for that.
Yeah. So again, we're excited for today's show. But Regina, let's kind of talk about the new thing that we have going on while we prepare for our segment.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. What's the new thing?
Well, aren't we giving away free things?
Oh yeah, we are talking. Oh yeah, girl, yeah.
Look at that. Y'all see that?
We
Look
popped up on the scene.
Y'all see how hype she be on Saturday morning?
So listen. So pizza, dinner on us. On the flyer over there is Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Joe Longhammer, the owner of Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. In the middle is the Queen, and on the side of the Queen is Dr. Teresa Moore. So what happens is all summer long we are giving away pizza for one family a week and movie tickets.
Yeah, and the movie kit is nice. So it comes with popcorn, candy, and all the movie night essentials. That's inside the kit, and there's free entry. So tell them, how do they win?
So you can go, which I think I don't know if because the Queen always starts a little early. So,
But let me tell you the website. I can see the website.
No, but it's not. It might not be. Can you read it?
Yeah. So the website is longhammerchevy.com.
It might not be up yet, the landing page.
But you can also call the number though at 248-965-0855.
And that number comes to the Queen. And what happens is I'll take your name, your email address, and your telephone number, and you will be added to a database. You will be, because that will be part of my database, right? But we'll pull a name every week.
Yeah, so you got pizza and dinner on us and a movie night kit at home. So for all those that are
Well, it's not at home. It's not at home. It's at it's gonna be at the theater.
Okay.
It's not gonna be at home.
So a movie night.
It's
So
gonna be a movie night.
I didn't say it at home because y'all got pizza, but my bad. Y'all get y'all pizza.
Yeah, y'all gonna get y'all pizza. So we're gonna do all that. So I'm super excited for that. We'll be talking about that. We're in. I was gonna say we're in cahoots, but no, we're working together with this. Cahoots.
Yeah, so we're
doesn't make
excited.
sense. Yeah,
Shout out to Joe Longhammer Chevrolet too. He is a pillar in the community. Has some amazing people working with him. A lot of us have purchased vehicles from Longhammer. Shout out to the Queen, who is Regina, the Queen of car loans. If you are looking for a car, please don't hesitate to contact her. You can also go on her website, www.reginathequeenofcarloans.com. You can do it at any time. And for those of you who know family members who need a vehicle, please recommend her. Sharing is caring. Share that information. You went quiet?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at the page, and she put longhammerchevy.com on there, but that's our dealership website, so I don't know what. Okay. Anyway,
Call that number, y'all.
If you want to register, you can call that number. I can get your information, and we'll be doing a drawing every week. Yeah.
All right. Good morning, Cornelia. Good to see you on. Good morning, everybody that's on. So shout out to all the small business owners, too. I was up praying for you all this morning. So if you're a small business owner and you are watching this morning.
Where were you?
I was praying for you because I'm asking God to expand your business, expand your capacity, and that this summer will be a great summer for you. Some of you all depend on people to walk through the door daily. I know a small business owner always needs services, to have services done, but some people literally, if they don't work, they don't eat. So,
But here's the thing: what you got to do, what I have learned, and what you have to do, and if you don't do it, it's never too late to change your mindset of trying to get business, right?
oh yeah,
It's collaboration. So
Yeah.
how do you collaborate with someone to get the word out for what you do?
yeah.
So I was sitting down. I was talking to Commissioner Powell yesterday, and we actually donated a TV to the home buying seminar they're having today, right? Her and Norbert Burrows are having, and we donated a TV, Joe Longhammer and myself, right? And what it is, she said, next time put you at the bottom of the flyer. Now she said that regardless. She said that. I mean, not regardless. I did the first time I was there at the first second one they had. But she said, I'm going to put you on the bottom of the flyer next time, right? That's collaboration. That's partnership, right? So how do you partner with someone in order to help your business grow?
Yeah.
How do you work with them?
Yeah.
Remember, you can't make it in your business by yourself. You need people, and you got to constantly work. And so one thing the Queen wants to tell you today, if you want to grow your business and you want to grow your business, you need to collaborate with someone. And it ain't always spending money. It
Yeah.
could be just donating your services or doing
Or
something.
dropping a name, a referral, and also just know that your skill is your skill. You don't have to worry about someone taking something that belongs to you. A lot of people gatekeep because they feel like that they're not gonna shine by helping someone else. Yes, baby, I'ma shine by helping the Queen straighten her crown.
Well, but you know what? We all win. Me and you have a partnership. We work together, and
That's a mindset, though.
it's a mindset. But I'm just talking about us. I ain't talking about everybody else. It's the mindset of the partnership. When we work. We look out for each other.
Yeah.
We don't question certain things. I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and she said, "You buying me a drink?" And I said, "No, no, I'm not."
Amelia
No,
said
I'm not.
networking is important.
Right. She said, "You buying me a drink?" I said, "No, I'm not. I love you, but no, I'm not. I bought you one last week. You bought me one the week before. You know what I mean?
I'm
No,
not that friend, y'all.
You know?
She ain't talking about me.
So no, what I'm saying is when we hang out, see the thing is we hang out, I get dinner, you get dinner, and every Saturday morning be in the driver's seat. When we go to breakfast, being the business pays. But when we go out during the week, one of us pays, right?
Yeah.
And we don't. Sometimes we fight over the bill. We're at
All the time we
breakfast
fight
like,
on the bill.
I'm like, can you give me the bill? No, I got the bill. So we fight over the bill. So when you hang out with other people, they think that they're supposed to get the same thing. Everybody don't get that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody don't get that. So what I'm saying is, if you're always working and you're taking care of each other, right? Then you'll get I got you, or I'll take care of
perks
you.
to it. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Don't ask me to buy you a drink because I will buy it if I want to buy it. You know what I mean? I will. So okay.
don't expect. Okay,
Yeah,
we
don't
gonna leave it.
expect. Okay, we're going to leave that one alone.
Yeah,
we're going to leave that
It's time for
alone.
us to take a break, Regina. It's
We'll
time.
be right back.
We'll be right back with Mayor Mike McGinnis.
With hundreds of new and used vehicles available right now, we have options for every budget. The Queen and Michelle are here to help you get rolling today.
While the Queen gets you in the door, I get you the best deals.
Bring your down payment and I'll match it up to $500.
Bad credit? Don't sweat it. Regina, she's the queen of car loans. She'll get you approved.
Call me today at 248-297-6675. 248-297-6675.
Joe knows the best way to buy a car.
Hey, Detroit, summertime means road trips and concerts. You gotta pull up looking good. Bad credit? Don't sweat it. Regina, she's the queen of car loans. She'll get you approved.
At Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford. It's the summer upgrade match.
And right now, we will match up to $500 of your down payment.
Come see the queen of car loans at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet.
Call me today at 248-297-6675. 248-297-6675.
Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com. And we are back, and we have Mayor Mike McGinnis in the building. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Welcome to
Hey,
the pod.
look,
Welcome to the pod.
Look, again, you know, Mike been in the pod more than probably anybody that's been on the show. Yeah, because we was in here during the election time, and
3 times.
yeah,
At least three times.
at least in here,
A year and a half.
yeah,
3
man.
times, yeah.
Wow, Mike.
So we got that call-in number today. We got that number 248-905.
1128-248-905-1128. So Cornelia is down here talking, and she said one thing that needs to be reiterated is that your price is your price. Absolutely. Your price is your price. And the next thing she said, support without asking for a discount. We all have bills to pay. Small businesses is still business. Absolutely. Good morning, Mayor Mike, she says.
Oh, right back at you, Miss Cornelia.
Good morning. So, all right, Mike, you know what? You are here now. The last time you were in this seat, you were not yet mayor, but you have been elected. You have won. Let's get into it.
The work is the work. It's a lot, but it's very rewarding. So
Yeah,
grateful.
it
I'm grateful
is.
for the opportunity, grateful for the challenge.
I'm excited to have you here, but I must admit, Mike, you know, everybody's not happy that you're sitting in the seat of mayor. So let's kind of get into it this morning. We've had I'm a Facebook watcher. I kind of see people doing polls. I see people angry. Let's kind of talk about how are you dealing with all this adversity that's being thrown at you as a man? Because think about it, you are a mayor, that's your position, but as a man, that's heavy to carry.
Fair question. And I think maybe 5 years on the school board, 4 years on city council president, that I've had a lot of experience of receiving it when I might be the focal point, or I might be the person that they've finally been able to reach.
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't necessarily personal. You know,
Okay.
if your road's raggedy,
Your role's raggedy, right?
Mike McGinnis didn't start making it raggedy before he was born. You know, so these issues go beyond me. These issues are beyond one person and beyond a mayor that's been there for 5 months. So in many respects, I don't take it personally. In a way, when I hear more, you know, Mayor Mike, you know, tagging me, et cetera, it actually is, I think, a very positive sign, because it means they know they can reach me, or they have thought that, oh, the mayor might be able to make something happen. And I think that's a damn good thing, that they have that connection, or that they have that desire to try and reach out. Because I've been in office before when they don't know you, they don't know how to reach you, or that they think that no one cares or no one's listening. So, you know, sure, there might be a cluster of haters that are like truly, like, you know, viscerally like loathe me, et cetera, but that's a very small fraction. I get so much positive feedback, so much encouragement, so many questions that are earnest, you know, that are trying to just make things better, that it's very easy to keep everything in context where haters mad, but there's just a handful. The city's really enthusiastic about the positivity and the progress.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. So you started your campaign. You ran for office. You was here the first time on our show when you first
Announced.
announced. And
Two
then
snowfalls ago,
Right.
two winters ago.
snowfalls
Yeah.
And then also you came back when you right before the kickoff of the November election, and now you're back now. So during your campaign, you made many. I'm not sure of your promises that were made, but I know you made some promises. But what promises that have you made that you actually start working on right now that you could like give us on the top of your head?
Well, my whole push running for mayor was about, you know, there was already forward movement. There was already momentum as a community, but my push was moving us forward faster, picking up the pace. And on that broad level, I do believe I've been delivering, and I've been locked in, so that way we're moving forward faster. And I think our citizens can feel it, see it. Now, there's always a downside to that, but we are moving forward faster. And I feel really enthusiastic about that. I'm committed to that work. But for my first year in office, I have a top 10 list of major priorities, and they mirror the things that I was talking about with thousands of people over a matter of months throughout the course of the election. So the work is lining up with those focuses and those commitments. We've got the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Bridge reconstruction project moving along. We'll
What
be
date is
reopen.
that? What date is that?
It's set to reopen later this year.
Okay.
So the
So
contract.
2026.
That's right.
Okay.
This year,
That's good.
year of our Lord, 2026,
Mhm.
and
That's
the
good.
contract with the bridge companies is through the end of December. So at the absolute last, it'll be December, but I want it sooner. So the project is on track, on budget, on schedule. But that's one of 10. There are really a lot of different smaller initiatives. We're spending down grant funding, including federal funding that needs to be used this year. We're moving the Youth Recreation Center construction forward.
So it's a whole new center that's going to be actually built. We
That's
saw that,
right.
right?
That's right. We're reimagining and expanding how we communicate and get information out to residents.
Mm-hmm.
We're expanding youth recreation options. We have a millage up renewal this August. So on those 10 major priorities, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're moving it forward, and we're getting a lot accomplished. So I feel really good about that. And it's a team effort because not only are there hundreds of people that work on these matters for the city and for the citizens, but there's 62,000 of us that live here, and so we're paying taxes, we're contributing, we're doing our part to move our city forward, and it feels really good.
So, Mike, most recently, this week actually, there was a Facebook post, and people are still mad about the M1, the new thing, the racing that they may do, and all of this that's happening. People are mad about that, and the finger was pointed at you. And I know as mayor, everything that happens in the city, the fingers are pointed at you. But can you share with the listeners what is the benefit from M1 being where they are and the business that they're bringing to the city?
Well, tax-paying businesses, large and small, the main addition and complement that we get from that is the tax revenues, the tax base. One, they're maintaining their site, but two, that they are contributing to the revenues that then fund all of our services and functions. So a lot of what I've been describing of more work being done in the neighborhoods, more maintenance of our roads and other public spaces, it costs money.
So
And
some
so-
of their money is helping
That's
fund
right.
all that.
That's right. They don't have tax breaks or tax incentives. They are contributing in multiple ways to that tax base. So that's the main factor. Yeah, they had generated some news coverage about some ways that they're expanding their business, but it's not a city decision. It's
Right,
their
'cause it's
existing
theirs,
zoning
right?
from a decade or a dozen years ago. And it's more so them sort of aspirationally saying what they'd like it to be. It isn't real yet. The one project that is underway right now, I just drove it by this morning on the way here, is that at Woodward and South Boulevard, they're building an activity center.
Yeah.
So very public focus where any member of the public can come, where it'll be automotive themed family activities.
And where is it? Where is this again?
So really across the corner from McDonald's.
Mhm.
So at Woodward and
there.
South Boulevard,
Yep, I
because
saw
they
that
obviously have
corner.
that whole former GM site,
Right,
but
right.
closer, that's the construction that's happening right at the corner. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's an activity center. A few years ago, they built the event center
Mm-hmm.
where people rent and there's weddings. I know there's a wedding of Pontiac family tonight at the event center, but just next to it now is the activity center.
That's very nice.
So at the activity center, what's going to actually happen at the activity center again?
Well, they're set to open in September, so we'll be able to, see for real. But when they were putting out their proposals and plans, that they would have electric go-karts, like a go-kart track. I'm not big into cars, so I don't know it as well as other people might, but a lot of virtual reality and gaming consoles and centers, small rooms for where people can rent for parties, etc. But I would imagine, like in our day when we were younger, like an arcade,
Mm-hmm.
a 21st century arcade, but focused on automotive themed activities.
So it's really going to be just like the part they already have that's open to the public, the event space, right? Basically, where people can come in and rent. It's going to be basically the same thing. People
But
gonna
this
be
is
able to
more
rent.
geared toward families, though, right?
I think so, like a Stephen Barry's or a Dave and why did I say Stephen Barry's? Dave and Buster's.
right,
I'm
right.
thinking Summit Drive. Congratulations on getting paved.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's real good.
But like a Dave and Buster's, where it's that kind of like family groups, parties, celebrations, and a lot of games and interactivity. That's what's been described to me. That's what I've read up on it.
That's good. So the biggest thing, just as a city, liver. I live here in Pontiac, born and raised. Recently, we've seen this influx of fighting, the influx of a lot of violence over Carriage Circle near over where Spring Lake is. People are video things, and I know that these things have happened and has always happened, but since technology is increasing, people getting paid, so now they're actually filming these things. So I know one of your things that you said that you wanted to make the city safer. What are we doing with all of this fighting and violence that these young people are doing in the neighborhoods where people are staying? Is there, I mean, I know you're the mayor and I know that's a police thing, right? But what's the focus? Like, what are we doing?
A lot's underway, and I want to commend our city council, all 7 of them. They're very focused on this and trying to think of innovative solutions that make our neighborhoods, make our larger complexes safe. So a lot of work was done this week on different strategies and alignment between the entities and agencies at different housing complexes with the city of Pontiac's Pontiac Safe Team that we've launched and implemented from City Hall so we can try and prevent a lot of crises, a lot of violence. So it's called Pontiac Safe.
I love that.
Coley Gracie is the manager of that, works with our City Hall. In fact, we'll be up at Harrington School later today, wear orange to prevent gun violence. They'll be there, but we're trying to think of all the strategies. City Council just had a town hall conversation Thursday evening about policing technologies, right? Because
Okay,
as
good.
technology evolves and there's different strategies for how we can stay safer,
Yeah.
there is a question of where's the balance? You know, how can we protect people's civil liberties? How can we protect people's privacy? So for the last 6 months, our city has had a pilot program, an innovation or an experiment of gunshot detection. Raven makes this gunshot detection where they can kind of identify where are the gunshots coming from and when did they go off.
Yeah.
Because let's say
Good.
in a neighborhood, shots are fired. You may or may not get a call from a neighbor about it. No one heard it, or they didn't know it was gunshot versus firework or a car backfiring. So there could be somebody that's wounded, mortally wounded, laying in a street,
Yeah.
and they're not getting that, you know, those precious moments, those seconds and minutes they need that could save their life. So for the last 6 months, that software, that technology has been used by the Oakland County Sheriff Department, targeting 3 areas where there have been high incidents of gun violence in our city. North Hill Farms, the Carriage Circle Spring Lake, and drawing a blank on the third. Oh, maybe Newman Court. Yep, the Newman.
Definitely.
So those are the areas. It covers more than that, but those are, you know, they're trying to see if that's going to make a difference.
This is good.
But it's up for city council renewal in the next few weeks, and residents, or some that live in some Pontiac, some outside the city, or express concerns. So city council's been doing a deep dive to get feedback, to share information, to see what's working or not working in other communities. But that's one example of many about different ways we can harness technology when it makes sense, where it will keep people safe, but also balancing people's very fundamental right to privacy and their constitutional rights.
That's good.
But so there's a ton. I mean, we're trying to look at it from all angles. City council did a great job when there was some teen takeover incidents, creating a healthy and positive outlet during our successful
We were down there that
Arts
night.
Crawl series. Yeah.
Yeah, we were down
To have
there.
hundreds of teenagers embrace their downtown and do it safely. There were 0 incidents. You know, we see how it gets, you know, out of hand or wild in other major cities, but
Yeah.
Pontiac was able to do it right, and I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud of us as a city that we were able to lean into that.
We were
Impressive.
there before the takeover. Well, not before the
Oh,
takeover.
the prior week,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were there because what was the comedy show
show,
was
yeah.
down there, and the police handled that very well too. It was, you know, they
Yep, we
handled it well.
coordinated. They were prepared. They, you know, saw the chatter on social media, so they had a very proactive presence, make sure that everyone was able to stay safe.
That was one of the reasons why I asked you about the YAB board, the Youth Action Board, because I know that can be very helpful in the city too. So,
Yep, we're glad that the city council last year adopted an ordinance to establish a youth advisory commission, so we get that teen feedback for them to feel included. And if there's any community member that's interested in that, feel free to reach out because we've had some folks signing up, but there's still room for anyone that's aged 13 to 18. If there's anyone in your family or in your congregation or in your neighborhood that is cares and has the interest to lean in, we welcome them as possible members of the city's youth commission.
Do they have to be Pontiac residents?
Yes, our city charter requires that for boards and commissions.
So I want to dig into this is when you weren't mayor. This was when you were president of city council, and we had, of course, we had a different mayor, Tim Grimo, and during his him being mayor, it was small businesses, and I know personally a small business that was dear to me that's not around anymore, but it's some other businesses that were promised, not promised, but they were promised the money, that grant money that was available to support small businesses. And do you remember that? It was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was, the money was there, but the money was not given to the businesses that was supposed to be allocated. And and I know you're president of city council then, but why did that not happen? You had the mayor, and they said the money was there, but it was like they were holding hostage the monies for the small businesses. But you being head of city council, what happened with that, as far as, when you were council president, the mayor office, what happened while those small businesses did not get the monies in the dedicated time they were supposed to get it? Was it because the person that was over the grant? Because a lot of people were just pointing fingers of what happened with the monies, or did the people even receive the monies?
Well, I'm glad to say since then we've been able to resolve and move forward. So there was a moratorium in place. Basically, all those payments and moving forward was paused towards the end of the previous mayor's term. So in my first few weeks in office, I lifted that, gave clarity to staff, and were able to get them resolved. There were 40 Pontiac businesses owned by Pontiac residents that were approved for small business grants.
So they did get some monies?
Yes, there's a few exceptions of those that need to close out because they need to submit some final paperwork, documentation, or some other factor. What it is federal funds, American Rescue Plan. President Biden and the Congress at the time were investing to try and rebuild after the COVID and coronavirus economic and just social tsunami that hit. And so Pontiac was able to receive $37 million of ARPA funding. That's the acronym.
Mm-hmm.
And a few $1 million of that investment the mayor proposed and the city council approved would go towards small business support. So we weren't able, the city government wasn't able to do as many rounds as they wanted that city council authorized.
Mm-hmm.
The administration wasn't able to pull it off. So what the current city council, and with my support, has done is invested $1 million into general fund resources for small business support. So we're not leaving.
What does that mean? What does
Sure.
It
So
mean?
it's
I
about
was coming with that.
yeah, it's
what
like
is that?
funding sources of the funding. So the federal funding had to be spent by this year.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to basically mean like that was the only bite at the apple. There's no other resources or opportunity. They're choosing to invest taxpayer dollars into continuing the support
just
for
moved the
small
money over.
businesses. In a sense,
Okay.
yep. So a new funding
So it
source
won't
that
be
doesn't
lost.
Right,
doesn't have
okay.
that time sensitivity, and I think it was this smart strategy. We didn't want to risk losing federal funding
That was
because
smart.
compliance or other things were taking too long. But we have a strong need. It's part of the strength of Pontiac's economy is that we have hundreds and thousands of Pontiac residents that are part of this micro business or entrepreneur emerging small business ecosystem. We want to cultivate that. We want to build that support, and we've been making investments in building out that team and building out those strategies.
That's good. So, Mike, how do you like your team? I mean,
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I work
so-
with
Of course
amazing
he gonna
people.
say that. Of course he
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say he
but-
love his team.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. So I'm not asking you like literally how do you like your team, but I'm pretty sure you have all these different individuals coming together. This is new, and so how have you been able to work with the folks that has maybe gave some pushback?
Well, first, I just want to acknowledge and thank that I have a great governing team and great governing partner with Deputy Mayor Richard C. And
Yeah, Deputy Mayor be on next week, everybody.
It's nice. And all of our department directors. It was really critical to me that you got to have a team firing on all cylinders. And so from day one, I made sure that I had appointments for every leadership role. And I'm grateful that City Council confirmed them all on their first meeting of their term. I want to celebrate the governing partners I have with City Council. Very committed, talented, and smart, hardworking community leaders to partner with the mayor and the administration. But yeah, there's a few hundred people that work at Pontiac City Hall, and they are talented, they are committed, they're doing it for the right reasons. These are not folks that are just in it going through the motions. It's a lot of sacrifice and hard work. And I'm really grateful for them. But you're asking a little bit about, some of the folks that might not have been on Team Mike or
Yeah,
We Like
absolutely.
Mike
Like,
last
cause
year.
we say, everybody loves Mike, but everybody don't love Mike. Honestly. So let's talk about the non-team Mike.
Well, we need everybody, so even if you don't personally, you're not feeling me or you're not on board, there's so much that good that can come from building a neighborhood, building a community, building grassroots activism, and we all are able to make our city better. It is not a us versus
Amen.
them. We are all on Team
Amen.
Pontiac, and Team Pontiac
Amen.
is winning.
Yeah.
We are.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't need to be because Mike wants credit. I want Team Pontiac to win because there will be a time either soon or far away when there won't be a Mike anymore.
Mhm.
I only have so much time on this earth, but I want Team Pontiac to keep winning long after I might be the captain or I might have a different role on the team or God has called me and I'm no longer on this side of the earth. But I'll still be in Pontiac. I'll be in Oak Hill Cemetery.
Okay.
got the
We got a
job.
couple questions.
Okay.
What actual programs with timelines for small business support? What actual programs with timeline for small business support? Okay, Tamika asked that question. I'm not exact. I don't know if that's the full question. And she said businesses are waiting for support from last year. So I think you said that they have some things that they may have to complete before receiving those funds. Is that what I heard, or
Is that what you mean?
is
Overwhelmingly, almost all have received their support. So if there's one of the handful of businesses that are waiting on a second half or a payment,
Yeah.
they have been communicated multiple times from the city's grants team, so that way they can close out, get those final submitted documents.
So everybody's on the list basically has been contacted, correct?
Or one or two have made the decision for their own business reason that they want to tap out,
Okay.
and that's
So
them.
if they tapped out, which means that their
But I think
business is
the-
no longer in
Yeah, I think
process.
the
They
resident's
dissolved
question
it.
though is, what comes next? So if we're going to put more money in, or what rubber meets the road,
Mm-hmm.
when can our small businesses expect that? So our new fiscal year starts July 1,
okay?
and
Oh,
we
that's a new fiscal year.
yeah,
Okay,
that's just
July
how
1.
the city of Pontiac. Yep. So the city council, the earliest in city history, has adopted a budget.
Mhm.
I recommended my budget in April. They've reviewed it and adopted it in May. So that fiscal year starts July 1. That's when the money is authorized. The city now has an economic vitality team. I did some reorganizing at City Hall when I started.
You got to call Mike.
Oh,
So
okay.
put a pin in that.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, good morning. This is Tamika.
Good morning,
morning.
Tamika.
Good morning. I am excited to hear this interview, so thank y'all all very much. My question was, there's money set aside. What actual programming will come out of that, and what's the timeline? Because there were actually supposed to be 2 rounds of grant funding for small businesses. There was one under Grimo, and there was a moratorium, and I appreciated that they took a pause to help the people that were in the pipeline. That process was horrible. And I know that y'all have been working on new processes and programs, but we just need to know what that is, because a lot of us need some hope to continue to go. As Regina said, a lot of people aren't here that were here who applied for the first round of funding.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah. So as we were just sharing the question about what comes next, the economic vitality team, we have manager Joy Dockham, and have built out now where we have the capacity in-house to facilitate, are putting together what will be, now that council's authorized that, when will that round, what were those initiatives and support, which also does delve into workforce development. But to the citizens' question about from the ARPA funding, there was city council, when I was on it, we authorized round 1, and that's what we were just talking about, the paying out of those round 1 grants. We also put in another $800,000 for round 2, and that, with their pause, never got off the ground. I had to make the hard decision, and if you don't like it, put it on me. But that we had another task of spending down this federal funding, the American Rescue Plan grant funds, that was the source of these rounds of economic small business grants, loans, technical assistance, that if we tried to launch in the 11th hour, that second round, we would not have been able to adequately fulfill it. We would have had a lot of basically empty promises, a lot of frustration because we have to close out by the deadline. We would not have given residents and business owners a sufficient number of a period of time to actually submit their paperwork, get compliant, get their paid out. We basically had to we would have had to pull the rug out from underneath them midstream. So what City Council and I have now done is, rather than hold the process with the rescue plan funds, we're now pivoting to invest general fund dollars into those initiatives.
So I think Tamika was saying, do you know a timetable? Like, do we know when this will be available? Because they have some business owners that could really need some hope. They could use that funding.
Yeah.
So do we have a timetable where this money is going to come?
The city's economic vitality team is crafting what that looks like and what those timelines are. So no public rollout has happened at this point. But a new source that we're using is community development block grant funds.
Okay.
It's more targeted, but I want small businesses in the city to know that this is about to roll out. It's for businesses, brick and mortar businesses that are in the corridors of Perry, Auburn, University, Pike, a few of those streets essentially on the central and east side. It's a targeted area where there'll be building improvements, facade grants that they can receive. So that way they can upgrade different elements of their business on those sides of town. So we'll roll out that grant funding. City Council authorized that a few months back, and I'm excited about that as well. That's a new source of funding support as well.
Tamika, are you still with us? Is Tamika still
I
with us?
am.
Okay. Did that satisfy your question?
It did. And once again, I have been watching the ARPA process from the beginning and know that the former administration, when they lost the grants manager, like that program it was not ran properly, and there was not the capacity. And I appreciated the council at the time, with Mike as president, pausing that to figure out what the hell was going on. Because Tim had because it was the mayor's program, and the council, once again, could only approve the budget and could not dictate how they ran the program. So I completely understand that. But I just want to make sure that we are keeping our eye on deadlines and timelines. I understand moving the money from ARPA to the general fund to make sure we don't lose the money, but that's only adhering to government standards. The people in Pontiac are still hurting for money for their small businesses. So being able to have some timelines on when resources will be available will help people decide whether or not they can stay open. And I know that, unfortunately, a lot of businesses are closing in Pontiac.
Wow.
All right, so thank you.
Thank you, Mika.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you so much for your comments.
So-
And talk to you soon. But man, Mike, that's real.
So I got to say something to say about smart downtown Pontiac. So I just hope that everything gets together. We able to help small businesses, because
Yeah.
I'm looking at, because of all the new things that are happening in
Yeah.
the city of Pontiac, people are coming downtown. Yeah, Oakland County coming downtown.
Yeah.
They already got money. They're bringing in employees, right? You got all other small businesses that are there, but then we also got who else is moving down? We got a bank. I found out a couple days ago that Chief Credit Union is going to be building downtown Pontiac, right? So I'm just hoping that we all can work together while you under your leadership, that they get the small business, that they can still be in effect. So I appreciate you rolling out and saying that, because you being part of the city council, or president of the city council, and now you've seen it from where it was to be able to take it to the future, because these small businesses depend on you.
Well,
It
and
depends on the city.
The city, you and the city, you being the lead.
a thriving
So-
downtown. Our
And your team.
Pontiac will have a very thriving downtown
Yeah.
when our city is fully locked in
Yes.
and is part of
Yeah.
that
Yes.
ecosystem. We already
Yes.
are seeing it, but we've got a lot further to go. I'm
What does
clear
locked in look like, though?
Well, ownership,
Okay.
success,
Okay.
a stake in the game, resources, and a foot in the door, and being able to be fully part of it. And that includes being the ones that are enjoying downtown,
Yeah.
exploring downtown. That's what was so beautiful about the Arts Crawl, is that we had 9 Fridays that it was a ton of Pontiac
We
citizens,
was down
Pontiac
there.
families, and it's on all sides of the equation, right? They're the
But wait,
folks
I
that
heard
are-
you keeping it. I heard it was.
There was a call for that. We gotta be able to survive and not overdo our
Okay.
team, me included. That.
All right.
So
Hey,
what we've got
that
for
means more
June
money.
is Juneteenth.
yeah. I
On
see
June
all of
13th.
that. You
We've
got a
got
whole
Pontiac
rollout.
Motors. Yep. So we're gonna have we're gonna be downtown. We're gonna be
Yeah.
throughout the city. We've got concerts in the park that launches in July and August. So there's so much activity and life happening. But as we get the big wins, we want to make sure that the small businesses are front and center too. And we have had actually in the last week plus 2 new small businesses open downtown,
Yeah.
both owned by Pontiac residents. One's a bookstore, one's a comic book store.
Oh, shout out Pontiac.
Yeah.
Hey.
And we want more of that, but we also want them to be able to survive.
Yeah,
You know, it's one thing to
definitely.
open for a few months and because it's hard work.
It's
Hard work. You were just at the top of the show, you were sharing some of that concern and prayers for small business owners.
Yeah.
We've got to build up an ecosystem. There's resources, there's opportunities, but we need to build it out. We need to create the pipeline and support so that way they're not alone and they can thrive.
Yeah.
And it's not just downtown. I want our city's corridors, our shopping centers,
Yeah.
those that are food trucks, mobile vendors, but also those that work out of their home or share spaces. I want on all sides of town for us to be thriving.
I like how you said that because I see how you jumped in when the neighboring cities needed a little help, when they needed water sources, needed some water. I like how you jumped in, Mike. And if I can just say this, I appreciate the work that's being done. Somebody's asking, although I was sad she stated, although I was sad to see the Phoenix Center go, I'm excited for the new version for downtown. Make Pontiac great again. All right.
So I got a question. I have a few older friends that I actually have a relationship with, and they have watched you when you were city council, when school board, city council, and now the mayor, and they're kind of complaining about the communication, like like everybody don't get on social media when things happen, like your communication, as far as getting things out. What I mean. You guys? They wanted to know, do you have an email system? Do you guys email your people? Because everybody doesn't get on social media. Everybody doesn't look at some of the way you guys put out your communication. Or how do you guys communicate?
Sure.
Let me ask you that. I shouldn't say that. How do you guys put all your communication out there if something's going on?
Sure, many different ways. I think part of the nature of the issue is that there's so much happening, and there's so many needs and issues. So last night I was working on and sent out a citywide email. We have I think it's about 4,000 people that received that email I sent out last night. It had all those lists of upcoming events over the next few months.
Okay.
It had information about road closures. We've got Walton Road construction between Baldwin and Joslin that starts this coming Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And the county's doing work starting on June 15th. It's going to last a minute, where Baldwin is going to be closed from Howard to Rundell.
Oh, Lord.
Yep. So we're going to, that's not the only way we're getting that out there, but just to recap, in case anyone didn't get the email, it's got the road construction issues, the upcoming events, the news about our Juneteenth Freedom Festival and fireworks next Saturday the 13th, and then a lot of the emphasis on youth recreation and the different camps, classes, leagues, events, field trips. We're launching a community center at the former Frost Elementary School
I
on
love
the east
that.
side. Yeah, great collaboration. But the point being, like, that's literally just a sliver of the dozens of projects and improvements and concerns that we're dealing with. But I got to keep the email to a level that people don't just delete it. I got to make it readable, digestible.
Yeah.
But if you don't get those emails, you can call or text me at 248-410-0702. You don't need to flash at the bottom. Don't compete with being the driver's seat's number.
You got 2 phones
but
or 1 phone?
One phone. That's my, it's just more manageable.
1 phone.
So that's my cell. You can call or text and just say, hey, here's my email. I'm not
Thought
getting
I
it.
was special, y'all. He give everybody.
You are special. You are.
That's why he don't answer. Everybody got the number.
I do get deluged
I'm just
daily,
playing.
but I've got a whole
answer
team.
me. You do.
I got a whole
me
team that
fix
helps
that.
me process these questions and requests and problems. But
Let me clear that up, though. I said that's why he don't answer, but I mean quickly. He does
Yeah, clean
respond
that
to
up.
every text and every
that up.
call. Mike answers the phone for me, and he does respond to me.
you're very kind. But if that's not the form, that if you would like to just email, just to make it simple, you can email me at the city emails are first initial, last name at pontiac.mi.us. I know I have a long last name, but it's M. McGinnis at pontiac.mi.us. Our communications director, her email is jdarby at pontiac.mi.us. So we've really expanded actually a lot of the ways we're communicating with the community. We're using more videos,
I
more
love
social
that. Yeah,
media,
I love that.
just trying to
Yeah.
reach people however we can. But we know that with 100,000 people that live, work here, worship here, care about here, you can't reach them all one way. So we just got to keep layering as much as possible. But it's a group effort. So even though the city puts out this, you can be that amplifier. This podcast, I'm here to try and reach people in all the ways possible.
Well, Mike, you can just put us on. We can follow you around and be the city's podcaster.
But there'll be one person that says, "I'm not on that.
Yeah,
I ain't
it's
watching
gonna always
that."
be.
So we got a mail, we got an email, we got a call, we got a text. Actually, residents, if not everyone probably gets it or you unsubscribe, but we've been texting some updates over the last few months too, inviting people to the Arts Crawl, letting them know. And we're going to keep leaning into that. We want to keep innovating and growing because that was part of the challenge over the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Stuff
Okay,
was
so, Mike-
happening, didn't reach people.
People are making suggestions. Maybe have a Pontiac newsletter that comes out.
We actually, the communications team and I are doing more regular mailings in the coming weeks. You'll see that.
Okay.
It's a fun challenge, but like we've got a living city, an evolving city
Smart.
every day. There's something happening. So we want you to know about it. There's no value in us keeping it to ourselves. It's just a matter of capacity.
We got a couple people shouting you out. Dre Thompson, shout out to the mayor. That's my guy, no lie. He said, thank you for the TEDx, for supporting TEDx Pontiac. You are a solid individual.
Congratulations to him and the team. That was beautiful.
Wasn't it nice?
Great win
Yeah,
for
I
Pontiac.
loved it.
Yeah.
When I saw the pictures, I saw me and Regina in the back with our hands up. I was cracking up. But yeah, it was a good look for our city.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, Mike, I got one last question.
And then I got a question after you.
Yeah. So what's next? What we doing next?
Well, today, as you saw in that whole post, we
Man,
got like 30
it's
things
30
this weekend.
things.
From here, I'm going to go to Pontiac's Home Depot and buy a few plants.
Okay.
And,
So you want to get them pancakes? 'Cause y'all got pancakes. Somebody doing.
Over at All Saints until
Oh,
10,
my
they got that. But we are opening the park bathroom at Bodette Park in the Mill
Okay.
Dam. So at 10 a.m., there's a fun run at the Mill Dam.
Yeah,
We also
all
have
month, right? All month.
the first Saturday of each month.
Each month,
Yep, they
okay.
launched it last month between
thought I saw
Councilman Chris Jackson and
Yeah.
our city's growing Parks and Recreation team. I'm really proud of all the work they're doing, but they're also launching the city's co-ed softball league. The games are at Bodette
I love
starting
this.
today.
Mm.
But so I'll be heading over to that park from here after I pick up some plants to help spruce up for the opening of the
Yeah.
bathroom.
I love this.
But it's a lot. It's a lot. It's just always, and you know that you're never going to be able to get everywhere or get
True.
back quick enough. I would love it if I was able to give instant results to everybody, but it
But that's
takes
not
all of
happening.
us. Yep, but we just got to pace ourselves because we're making up for decades,
Yeah, we are.
decades of problems or issues that were not addressed, and we're gonna every day we're making it better, but we
Right.
got to keep going.
We are.
Did.
So Tamika Ramsey said, "I want to say thank you to Mike for all he's doing for the city. We don't always agree, but we agree on putting Pontiac first." So Tamika
Yeah,
Ramsey
that's
said that to
good.
you. That was cool.
Bless you. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do to advocate
Yeah.
and deliver results.
So my last question
Wait,
is.
V-Bay said awesomeness in action in Pontiac. Great job.
So my last question is, because this was a text to the doggone, I think my phone was blowing up, and I started making phone calls. I know other people have, and y'all know what I'm talking about, but y'all don't know what I'm about to ask. So when you announced your deputy mayor, Richard C.,
Mm-hmm.
we saw it. I started texting. I had to call because I figured people didn't hear didn't see my text, right? You know, we'll have
Deputy C is coming
C
next week. Yes.
You blew us out with that. It was out of nowhere.
Yeah, because we didn't even know
well,
we
how
didn't know who was in the running.
How did you come up with your? I mean, how did you?
How did you choose?
Let me just say this. I grew up Richard. Richard, my homeboy. We
Yeah.
grew up
We
right
family.
around the block from each other. That's my homeboy. We're good.
He was
But when I
Nebraska.
saw-
What was your street?
I was Hillsmont.
Oh, okay.
Hillsmont, Pleasant View. What's the street?
Well, which part? Which side?
What
So
street
obviously,
did he live on?
oh, he's on Nebraska.
He was in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Earlmore coming up. You coming up when you first turn off Woodward. Earlmore, You come up to Hillsmont, you pass Pleasant View, then you go to Nebraska, right down the hill. So I mean, you blew us all out with that. We appreciate it. We love Richard.
Oh,
but
yeah, we
how did that? I mean,
who was in the running? Like,
Yeah.
how did you choose who was going to be the deputy?
Well, it's a hard job, just like mayor, just like all our department directors. So
but you pick him. Nobody picks him.
that's right.
Nobody
It was
votes.
my choice, and I'm grateful he accepted.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm grateful
And we
that
are too.
he was
We
confirmed
grateful
by
he
city
accepted.
council.
Yeah.
There were a lot of qualities I was looking for. I wanted somebody that was able to match my energy, match my positivity, match
Definitely
my
match
love
your
for,
energy.
make me stronger, make me sharper. And, there is something really special about the Pontiac family in terms of us sticking together, being through some hard times. But more than many other cities, there is a Pontiac family. And I think Richard, our deputy mayor, the Honorable Richard T.C., embodies that in a very beautiful way. As a lover of the Pontiac family, a leader, a protector, a provider, an advocate, a listening ear, the role of leading our city requires a ton of skills. Sometimes it's hard skills, technical ability, but it also is soft skills. And one skill that he brings, in addition to all those soft skills I described, is that he is an information technology veteran. He ran the city's IT operations for almost 20 years under 5 different mayors. And I thought that was a very effective perspective because he's bringing the institutional knowledge. What were the pros and cons of previous administrations, relationships with council, his time on the school board being president? There's just a ton of value with that. So not only is he deputy mayor, but he also helps run Point. He is the point person for us leaning into and rebuilding our IT operations as a city.
Wow, that's good. That was a good choice too. Well-rounded. V. Bates said well-rounded. Cornelia said Grassmere.
That's the street. She was saying other
Yes,
streets
and
in
she-
the
Grassmere.
by where she grew up on Hills Mountain, Pleasant View. We got Grassmere up in there.
Good morning, Melanie. Melanie said, "Hey, my darling." So Melanie is on this morning. V. Bates talked about Nebraska, and Melanie said the truth. And so I'm so glad, Mike. I'm thankful for what you're doing in the city. I love looking around and seeing things getting done. So you have proven to not just talk about it, but you're actually being about it. You're walking the walk. We saw pictures of you just being in downtown picking up paper or some trash. You weren't asking to be filmed. You were just doing what you normally do. So we have some pictures put up out here where you just is out. We kind of stalked your page and pulled some stuff up. But we're just thankful for the things you're doing for the city, Team Pontiac. I want to see my city thrive. I want to
Amen.
see my city
we wanna
win.
see our city.
Yeah, we want to see our city thrive. We want to see results. And I must say, we have seen more results in the last 6 months than I can probably say I've seen in quite a bit of time.
Because here's the thing, people don't have to like you. You got to be
Yeah.
able to work with you and make things happen. And Pontiac is first, right? But let me just say this: the new administration that you have and your team have, you guys are working positive. You got some new blood, and you got some people looking at people in different lights. Even with Richard, you brought his background. I didn't know all that, so that needed to be said because. Sometimes we support people because who we know and who we love, right?
Yeah.
But when you bring out the background, that should
Yeah.
all elevate and take it to another level.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people get elected to something or somebody choose somebody, we choose people because of how we like them.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
right.
does that, right? And plus me, I mean, I love Richard. You know what I mean? We Southside boys, well, I'm not a boy, but, homies or sister, brother, So I appreciate you bringing the knowledge out of what he does,
Yeah.
his background, how he showed him with it, because you actually needed someone to actually challenge you, because you
Yeah.
can't have somebody that just
Yes,
Mike,
sir.
Mike, Mike, Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, Mike, Mike,
Yeah.
Mike, 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 Mike. You have to have someone that actually is going to challenge what you say,
Yeah.
One
and
fun-
he will.
One fun tip that you can use at next week's interview, and I thought this was so powerful, but to have a governing partner like the deputy mayor, his father worked for the city of Pontiac for decades
Wow.
and ran the Hayes Jones Community Center.
Yeah.
And so when he goes to speak at the Golden Opportunity Club at the Bowen Senior Center, it's something that his dad helped launch,
Yeah.
that Senior Citizens Club.
Wow.
Like, how powerful is that?
That is amazing.
Or that his mother worked for decades in the hospital systems here in the city. Like, to have that, really just ingrained. So I encourage you to delve deeper on that, because I want to listen and learn more about some of those formative experiences of growing up in the city. He attended the high school that we've just bought back.
I was going to talk
Pontiac
about
Central,
that. I forgot.
300 West Huron. So
That's
to
my
help,
school. I'm a chief all day, baby.
what class? Oh, okay. Well, I'm excited to say that.
I graduated in 91.
I love it.
Shit, you
Did
old.
I graduate in 91?
Well, shit, you old.
Yeah, it was 91. Let me see.
Shit, you
Yeah,
old.
yeah. That's all right. You graduated in 80 what?
It's crickets.
Okay,
So
cricket.
the Mar Bias says people say they want change but do not want to be inconvenienced by the process of change.
That's good.
true.
And then wait, some go up a little bit, Asante. I seen a few. It was a young lady's right before up. Let's see, right here. It says that thank you, Mike McGinnis. Such a well answered interview with much clarity, honesty, and through explanation. I think she meant thorough explanations. Your due diligence, positivity towards negativity, and showing care for people is heartwarming. Sending love and encouragement. Sonia Riley said, love you, Mayor Mike. Melanie said, Michael, you're doing exactly what you said you delivered. Dominique Ellington said, in a lifetime, we got Demars. And Dominique said, so true, so many, I can't see here, it's right up under, yeah. So true, so many people get picked off of popularity instead of putting in the work. So true. Chiefs 88. Okay, Saya Riley, come on, Chiefs in the house. I ain't even finna read what Dominique said. Good morning, Mackenzie. But Mike, again, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll keep
I'm
coming back
sure-
and again. I
Well,
think the
we-
point is that there's so many things happening, so many
Yeah.
things we can talk
Yeah.
about. It's exciting.
It is, but one of the things I have to say about you, though, every time you sit in the seat, you never know what we're going to ask.
True
And
story.
every time we ask a question, you always come back with an answer, and you're always honest in your answer. And so that is kudos for me.
And see, the great thing about it, when you are good at what you do, for all y'all listeners, for anybody that's going to get on a podcast, anybody going to do anything, if you're good at what you do, you do not ask for a list of questions. You may say, well, we're going to talk about it, but if you're in a position
Yeah.
and you know what you do, you don't ask for the question. You're just ready. You just stay ready.
Yeah.
And you stay ready.
Yep.
Because
We never had a script.
We
I
didn't.
mean,
we
every
did
time.
our own questions, and
Yeah.
you didn't say, "Hey, what's the question gonna be?"
Yeah.
And neither did Richard.
No,
right?
he
You know,
just
it's
said,
like,
"Hey,
what
let me
you-
know what we're
yeah.
talking about." Yo, 6 months in
Right.
office,
That's
5
it.
months in office.
That's
like-
it.
And so, because one of the things the people want honesty, and if you can't respond off the hip, what you gonna do? Because there's gonna
Nothing.
be a million people that's
Right.
gonna be asking questions that are not like ours.
Yeah.
You know. But shout out to you, Mike. I appreciate you. Thank you for always answering when I call.
Thank you. Will I see you downtown for the Juneteenth festival on June
You'll
13th?
see me for June 13th and for June 14th. Mackenzie
Yeah.
is doing some on the 14th.
Black
as
Business
well.
Expo,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you'll see me for both of them. So I'm coming through. I walk through my city. I think I've been downtown more now than in a long time.
All right, I gotta go to breakfast and go to work.
So, all right.
Give the queen what she
I
wants.
gotta go to breakfast and then I gotta go to
So
work.
Sonia Riley said it's time for Pontiac. That Pontiac has a mirror we can trust. Shout out, salute, Yaktown, yay! All right, well, happy Saturday, everybody. You heard it first from our mayor, Mayor Mike McGinnis. Mayor Mike McGinnis, you got any last remarks before we hang up?
God bless you, Pontiac. Stay safe. Please look out for your neighbors. And we're doing it. Let's keep going. Let's keep rising. We are an amazing city. Nobody's like Pontiac.
Nobody.
And only us can be us. So let's do it. Let's lean
Let's
in.
do it.
Yeah.
Let's lean in. Let's do it.
Let's lean in. All right, happy Saturday,
everyone.